Hey guys, so I'm gonna just show a quick test of the Arduino Firefly Grasshopper interface using sort of the software that's or a sketch that's given with the program for free, just to prove that the input works, and then I'll quickly set up my document test. So to begin with, let me load their sketch. I'm going to load the no servos because I don't have any servos hooked up to this baby yet. And the basic information that we need to know: the baud rate, that's the data rate through the USB line. The board type, make sure you have the right board chosen. I have the Dway Milanove, and we're running through COM4. So I've already got my Arduino plugged in right now, so I'm just going to go ahead and upload this, and while that's uploading, I'll start the Firefly over here. The first thing you do, just check to see what ports are available. And this literally just scans your COM ports and see what's running. So what we can see is that 3 and 4 are both open and available, but since we already know from the Arduino that we're running through COM4, we just go ahead and take the port 4 from there. Let's go ahead and open that up, or like get it ready to be opened. The way you do that, basically the open port has a Boolean toggle here, which tells it true or false, obviously, as to whether it's open or closed, false being closed. Port, I'm going to use as many panels as possible, just to sort of show what information is being tracked. So the port number we already know is 4. Go ahead and just plug that baby in, and then the baud rate, which we checked before, is 9600. So for now we'll leave that at 9600. Okay. So what is it telling us? The port is closed. I'll just toggle this. Hooray! Now it's open. Cool, we're good to go. Basically what this Arduino sketch that it comes with does is it just initiates a bunch of variables called the pins. These are the literal, like the actual sort of physical pins on the Arduino board. Initializes them as integers, and then sets up the pins. The pin modes, basically input just means it's accepting data, output means it's putting out data, and later on we're going to see high and low, which is just sort of setting ground and volt connections, so it's providing power and ground rates, but you guys don't need to worry about that. So it's going to run a loop, and for every 1500 loops it'll write data to the serial port using the serial write command, and then the serial read command actually inputs data. So basically all it's going to do is when we come back here, we can pick up an Uno read, and this has all those ports mapped built into it, and it's got basically the same settings over here. So we can just copy and paste these suckers down here to get the Uno read set up. And let's just turn this off for now so that nothing weird happens. So we don't want it to start quite yet. It's still going to be port 4. The timer is a true-false value. Basically what the timer does is it tells the read whether or not to refresh the data that it's pulling in. And then the rate is in milliseconds. So if we set the rate to say 250, that's going to be a quarter of a second. Plug that in, turn it to true so that it does refresh. Okay, so let's just set up a couple of pins. I don't need to connect them all. I think you can just trust me that it sort of will work, and if it doesn't, then I'm in more trouble than you are, so that's okay. Alright, so this should be uploaded by now. Done uploading. And a way we can test it real quick on the Arduino, there's a serial monitor, which is this guy right here. It's testing COM4. Right now it's reading out garbage because the baud rate is incorrect. So you set the baud rate correctly, and it's actually just going to start pulling in these sort of data values. These are measuring sort of like electrical current. So if I stick my finger on these pins, metal pins over here, I get a nice little buzzing sensation, and I also get to sort of see the numbers change. So that's kind of fun. Okay, so we know that there's data running through the COM port, so that means the Arduino is uploaded, the file is running, so hypothetically we should be able to read that data from the port. So to do that, open port, We'll open it. Hooray, it's open. We got another little message down here that'll tell us what's going on. It's saying serial port is open, so we can begin reading. So let's start, and sure enough, that data is popping out. So if we change the refresh rate, say to 50, we're going to start seeing those numbers change much faster. Okay, and once again, if I stick my finger on these pins, then I can kind of really zap myself. It's quite fun. I assume that 1023 is the data limit, the logic limit for that range. Okay, so that's just a quick test. I think I'll stop this here and then make a new video with the actual sort of thing that I'm doing.